There's an immigration detention centre on this site in County Durham now. A century ago, there was an orphanage here. In between, it was the setting for decades of sexual and physical abuse of thousands of young men. For the entire 26 years of Medomsley Detention Centre's existence, those men aged 17 to 21 suffered horrific violence at the hands of staff. Police investigations have already revealed the extent of the abuse. Some staff have already been jailed. But an inquiry by the Prisons and Probation Ombudsman has found that the prison service, the police and the Home Office knew about the abuse but ignored or dismissed it. No surprise to victims like Eric Sampson, because even the police who took him there as a 17-year-old seemed to know.
The two police officers who were taking us there were saying, "You're going to get the hell kicked out of you here." The violence I had done to me was terrible. I was only small, see. I could have been killed in there. The amount of times I was knocked about, every day was hell on earth. Every day and night was hell on earth for the full 9.5 weeks. With all the abuse and obviously the sexual abuse I had done to us, it totally ruined my life. Totally ruined my life. I've never been married, I know, you know. But the thing is, what can you do, you know? It should never have happened in the first place. All that could have been stopped.
The Ombudsman's report contains this note to the warden of Medomsley in 1965, reporting an officer striking an inmate a distinct blow. The handwritten response below dismisses it as playfulness. This letter, sent to the wardens of all detention centres 2 years later, refers to the increasing number of complaints of assault. It warns that a minority of staff are taking the law into their own hands. There are occasions, it says, where the discipline goes beyond the legitimate. Those representing victims at Medomsley say it wasn't alone.
During the course of my investigations into Medomsley, other men from around the country have contacted me saying that the same type of physical and sometimes sexual abuse was happening to them at detention centres that they were kept at all over the country. I've spoken to men from 20 different detention centres and they complain about the same treatment. I think it was a systematic thing that these prison officers were cogs in a big machine which was designed culturally or by training to treat boys really badly.
The call now is for a public inquiry into all of those detention centres. Durham Constabulary has apologised for what it called its historic failure to investigate what the victims at Medomsley were telling them.
I fully appreciate that the level of abuse and the consistency and time frame of abuse that we are dealing with will have affected their lives forever in a way that they have had to deal with this through an emotional, psychological and also a physical manner. And for that, again, I absolutely, wholeheartedly offer my apologies and just to say I am so sorry that we let you down.
But the Ombudsman points out that the complaints process for children in custody remains the same today as it was decades ago when all that abuse was going on. Greg Milam, Sky News.